Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I'm taking a look at the Frozen Endzone beta. So this should be available on Steam Early Access at the time that this video goes up, and I will put links in the description to not only the Steam Early Access page, but also the homepage of the developers, because you can also choose to buy it directly from their website. So this is a game by Mode7 Games, who a lot of people will remember for their game Frozen Synapse. And this game definitely kind of follows in that same vein, but with a lot of, I mean, it's not the same kind of game, but it works in a lot of the same ways, and it's got a lot of huge improvements, in my opinion, over Frozen Synapse. And the game will be available for $25 for 2 copies. I don't know right now that there's a way to buy just 1 copy, but for 25 bucks you'll get 2 copies, so you know, split it with a friend and you will be able to play online multiplayer together. So that kind of brings me to the various modes that are available in this. So first of all, I would suggest playing the tutorial for everyone who is looking to pick up this game, because there are a lot of rules and the tutorial does a very good job of explaining all the rules and helping kind of ease you into the game a bit. And then there's the single player mode, where you can play these AI matches, which there are quite a few of, and it works almost in sort of a campaign sort of way. So the easiest ones are down here, and they just get harder and harder as you go on. And then you can also just do custom games, of course. So there's kind of an infinite amount of replayability against AI, especially because even within the specific levels themselves, there's some random generation each time you play, as far as like the level layout. And then the thing that I think is going to really kind of pull people in is the online multiplayer part. And I haven't played online multiplayer yet. I've played about an hour of the game, but I don't particularly feel comfortable enough to start playing online. But the nice thing is, so this will tell you you have 0 games which require turns. So this sort of works in like, comparative to like the way a game like Words with Friends or something works on mobile as far as the multiplayer. Basically, you're going to set up your turn and click commit, and then when the other player that you're playing against is ready to commit, they will do that as well, and then that's when the turns play out. So a game could last days if you wanted, if you know you guys are pretty slow about committing turns, and that's cool. I think that's a nice way of doing it, because then you don't really have to set aside a huge chunk of time to, you know, play a game with your friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load in the very easy AI, and I will say, so I played the very easy AI after doing the tutorial, and won really easily just on my first try. And then I've tried playing against the easy AI 3 or 4 times now, and I just can't beat the easy AI, so the difficulty does, it's definitely there. It ramps up pretty fast. But the other thing is, because this is beta, there are some loading times. That's really the only issue that I've noticed is the loading times right now. But it is beta, so there's, yeah, I'm sure that's one of the things that is being worked on right now, as well as just kind of balancing all kinds of stuff. So the way this plays out is it's similar to, like, if you played Frozen Synapse, you know that it was kind of a 2-team thing where each team would choose their move and it would play out at the same time. So it's not exactly turn-based, right? So you're kind of trying to anticipate the other person's move. And whereas that one was more of kind of a tactical shooter, this is more of kind of a play on football, which at first I was pretty nervous about, because I don't know really anything about football, but I was interested in the game and I thought it might kind of give me a new perspective on football. Sorry, like I said, the loading times are a little slow when you're first getting in, but here we go. Alright, so We also have kind of this nice football announcer stuff. So, hello, I'm Bob Jansky. It's a fantastic day here at X Stadium for a game between IndieGeek and the AI. And then we've got the robot commentator. I am the auditor, and I will analyze anything put in front of me on this day, or indeed other days. You love it! Alright, so that will be the last time I do a robot voice, I promise. So, this is where the planning phase comes in. And basically, so at the end of this turn, someone has to have the ball. So, we can go over and actually take a look at our player's stats. So that might be a good one to get the ball because he's really good at evading. We've got X23 here who's good at blocking. X83 is also good at blocking and speed, so that might be good. But I think what I might do is have him go for the ball. So, like I said, you have to grab the ball by the end of the first turn. There's no other choice really, so it just won't let us even commit our move if we try and do it without. And so the cool thing about this is, right, so we've just kind of planned our layouts for each character, so then we can press the play, and it will actually show us what that play is going to look like. Of course, it's not going to show us how the enemy is going to move, because obviously that would kind of defeat the purpose, because we're supposed to try and kind of predict how the enemy is going to move. But I think I am pretty happy with trying to do that. I don't know what's going on there. I think I may have put an extra thing. And then when you're ready for your turn, click Prime. And it will calculate our turn and calculate whatever the AI chose to do, and it will play out. And then we get to watch. Okay, so there are a few things that can actually end a turn, one of which is grabbing the ball. Alright, and so our defenses didn't really go the way I expected them to. So normally I would run here, but I think what I'm going to try and do... Oh, right, I forgot to explain that. So, you can't throw over these higher blocks. You can throw over the lower blocks. So, let's see. What I think I may do is that. Try and hopefully block that guy. We are definitely going to try and block that guy. So it really kind of plays out in a much more strategic fashion than what I was originally expecting. And so if we go to any of these blue squares, that gets us 2 points. But the goal obviously is to get to the end zone and get 7 points. And in this match, we can see in the rules in the top corner, which I will point out when we get back to that screen, that this match in particular is over once the first touchdown is made. So, yeah, that seemed to work out alright. I'm doing okay. That dude was running through a block. It was a little strange. Okay, so we could potentially have some issues here. But I do have good speed, so what I'm going to try and do is kind of get over here if possible. And we can, if you just click backspace when you're clicked on a character, that will delete whatever path you had made for them already. So that's kind of nice. Players can't go backwards at any point in the run. Basically, you know, that's kind of what's going on. So there's a maximum of 16 turns left, which you can see, and like I said, the next touchdown ends the game. So maybe okay, yeah, so it looks like I could get out of there, which is definitely what I want. So I'm gonna try that. And as you saw, when I'm kind of mousing over characters, and there are also buttons to just show all of them at once, you know, more stuff for the tutorial that you can pick up, and I'm hoping... Oh, yeah, that's no good. So, now, the other team has the ball. So, what I'm hoping to be able to do here is stop them. Basically, I mean, that's kind of the gist of what's going on here. Because now their goal is to get it to my end zone, which makes sense. And actually, because I didn't realize this guy was over here, I want to head that way, and we will prime and go on. So one of the things I've noticed as far as my play is I probably don't use like the play button enough to just like check out the move. And I think maybe I just haven't quite... Let's see. Oh, cool, I got the ball back. That's perfect, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and run there, right? And I'm going to pass to there. And that's how passing works. I like it. It's pretty simple. Let's see how that works for us. So passing is one of those things that I don't do probably often enough. But I think it might work for us. And I do kind of like the 3D... Oh no, that was so bad. He just like immediately caught it. What are you thinking, man? Alright, well we will try that. Hopefully, hopefully we can get it. This is probably one of the longer games I've had, honestly. Normally they're done within a few turns from what I've noticed, and that's probably because I'm playing against AI. I imagine the game is probably much more difficult playing against other humans than it is against AI, so hopefully... Okay. So we want to do that, and that. And I think that's probably our move here. Let's see. Yeah, I will say, I do like the game a lot. And this, like I said, is coming from the perspective of someone who doesn't typically like football. I feel like this is, in general, it's a much more strategic look at what football could be. And personally, I like it. You know, not that I'm saying regular football isn't strategic, of course, because, you know, of course it is. There's lots of strategy that goes into making plays and stuff like that. It's just that I typically am not all that interested in regular football. Okay, so we're hoping that I can kind of actually think I want to do that. Didn't seem like that big of a change, but I'm hoping to kind of cut that guy off and hopefully tackle him. See, this is funny. I chose the very easy AI, hoping that I could win, and it's looking like I might not even win. Come on. Yes. Alright. So, how do I want to handle this? Well, I think what I want to do is that... Oh, right. Okay. So, you can't run at all and then choose to pass. You either pass or you run.
System Prime.
So we're gonna be hopeful here that I can get this pass off and be okay. And the AI, of course, is still choosing their turn. It does give you a little stage counter to see how far they are into choosing their turn. So we have a second here, so I'm gonna kind of mention the art of the game. I think it looks great, honestly. I like, you know, I really liked the art in Frozen Synapse, and I think they've done a good job of, you know, upgrading it a little bit. You know, because if you upgrade it too much, then it doesn't feel quite the same as the look that we got in Frozen Synapse. And that was a look that I really loved, and I'm glad that they kept it pretty much like that for this. You know, I like I feel like just the way it's presented, everything makes sense to me. I can pretty easily follow what's going on, which is not always true in like a real football game. So, you know, I feel like they've done a really good job of making it easy for someone who is unfamiliar with football to be able to pick up the basic concepts, besides the fact that they've kind of got a huge twist on a normal football game. You know, like this is not this is not the average football game, obviously. But I think the art is really good, and I like the music a lot as well. It feels like it really fits well with the game. You know, it's kind of a, I mean, it's kind of a, you know, kind of a pumping, kind of action-y soundtrack, but it's also got a lot of kind of futuristic sounds going on. So this is the other part of the loading time, is that the AI planning stages can sometimes take quite a bit. Which, you know, I mean, it's understandable. Like I said, it is beta, so there's still stuff to be fixed. But as far as the gameplay is concerned, I think the gameplay works really well. I think the art and music are really, really good. I think they fit with the game really well, and they've got kind of a pretty unique kind of feel to them. And where I think this game is really going to shine is the multiplayer. I think people are going to get pretty into playing multiplayer games with their friends, and I know that was something that people did a lot with Frozen Synapse as well. And you know, these guys definitely know what they're doing as far as making games that are strategic but still like pretty fun and stress-free, really. So let's see how this worked out for us. And you know, like I said, I do really like the transition, you know, where you get to plan your stages in kind of the top-down view, but then you get to watch it play out in sort of a 3D view. I think that's super cool. And yeah, that worked. Perfect. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We want to hopefully block that guy off. And we want to come right over here and go for our touchdown. Let's see if we can do it. Hopefully we can. I will say that, like, once you've committed your turn, you can't go in and add more stuff. So I may have wanted to maybe think out a little bit more what I wanted to do with other people, but you know, I can't imagine that someone else is going to get to me. This is kind of my main guy to be worried about. So I hopefully was able to, you know, kind of block him off. Who knows? We'll see. I do like that their stats, and when you play online, you can actually choose your team. You can kind of build your team, and I believe your stats can increase as well. So the online stuff is going to get pretty in-depth. I didn't want to cover too much of that kind of stuff in the video, but this is probably a game that I'm going to keep playing throughout the early access process, and at some point I may start doing some of the harder stuff, and it would be something that I would definitely consider showing off. So that was a touchdown, and you know, true to football, we've got our nice little kind of you know, our cocky little move there at the end. So you know, that's pretty much where I'm going to leave this one off. So you know, I won that game. Again, it was very easy computers, and like I said, I've been able to beat the very easy computers, but it starts getting much harder very fast. So if you're worried about difficulty, you know, not only is it going to be harder, of course, to play against humans, but it does get harder really quickly playing against the AI as well. But yeah, this will definitely be a game that I keep playing. I definitely think you should consider picking this up. You know, $25 for 2 copies, so you get a copy for you and your friend. You know, play some, you know, especially if you like football, play a little bit of a twist, a little more kind of tactical version of kind of the rules that we know and love. And actually, if I'll show you this real quick, if you click help at any point in the game, Just give this a second here. Okay, maybe it doesn't want to show up because we finished the game. Well, anyways, you know, if you click help at any point in the game, during the normal game, it will show up with all the rules. So if you are ever wondering about something, if you ever forget a rule, you can check it right in the middle of the game. I think it's just not showing me because we finished this game up, but that's fine. So yeah, that's going to wrap up my thoughts. You know, like I said, this came from the perspective of someone who does not really understand regular football, and I enjoyed my time. I thought it was really good. I'm looking forward to putting some more time into this, hopefully getting a little better. But yeah, this is, you know, this definitely gets a big recommendation from me. It's got a lot of polish, and, you know, it's only going to get better through early access. That is kind of the point of early access, so I would definitely say check it out at the links that I provide in the description below. But, as always, feel free to comment if there's anything that you would like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my videos every single day, and if you liked my video on Frozen Endzone, please consider clicking the like button, because that can help me out a lot, and I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.